Welcome, everybody, to the Sweatshop Podcast, the one-stop shop for talking shop. It is me, your host, Sweats, and my co-host, the Maestro.
Oh, jeez. All right, Mariah Carey.
Yeah, get my fucking...
Trying to do your little whistle tones in there. Oh, my God.
Emotions. Fuck it. All right, y'all. So we got a special show for you guys this week. We doing something a little different this week. We doing a little something special. We got about you can talk about it a little bit.
Oh yeah. So we're doing something a little different here. You know, instead of just kind of talking about what's going on in the world of sports and all that kind of stuff, we figured we'd do something a little different. This is something that we've done, as like conversations anyway. In what we've talked about many different things. So we figured we'd try and bring it onto the show here, and we're gonna play a little bit of a game, but also like kind of talk about stuff. But we're gonna do this thing that we like to call banger, mid, or trash. And we're gonna do it with the music of pro wrestling, or at least this is where we're gonna start. And there's so much music to pro wrestling. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to go cycle through and just pick some songs or, whatever that deal with like music and pro wrestling. And we're going to talk about them, what we like, what we don't like. And then we're going to put them in categories, whether we think it's a banger, which, for those of you who are not up on the young folk terms, banger is something that's a really good song, tops, something like that. Or it'll be mid, which is kind of like in the middle. It's not bad, but it's not really good to be considered among like the really great stuff. And then there's just trash, which is just bad, awful, terrible,
trash,
all that kind of stuff. So we're thinking either banger, it's mid, or it's just straight trash. And we're going to go through some songs. We're just going to fire off. We just kind of like fire off songs, or as we hear songs, we're kind of like, ooh, we talk about it. We, try to convince one another of opinions, or sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, whatever. So we want everybody to get in on that conversation too, to see if you agree or disagree with us, or maybe there's some other music that maybe we don't touch on. Because I know, like I said, there's so much music in pro wrestling that we're not going to touch on every single song that there is to be had in pro wrestling. So that's why I put this as just part one, because if people like it, we can come back and revisit. This, I'm sure we'll revisit this anyway, because there's so many things that we won't get to talk about that I know either we have before, we really want to talk about, and all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of the name of the game. So do a little BMT, I like to call it, banger, mid, or trash.
And what's interesting about before we get really into it, like the people that watch this or whatever, listen to it, that don't typically watch pro wrestling or anything like that, they got some good music for pro wrestling. They really do. There's some good stuff out there. There was a point in time where they were selling these CDs, right? The volumes and all the what they had, the metal one, and they had the hip hop one.
Well, I mean, it even started before that. It started with way back WWF at the time capitalized on it. With the whole rock and wrestling thing. They had, the wrestling album. That was a big thing, because they even had Rick Derringer, who was a big artist at the time, come in and record songs specifically for like use of wrestling, and that's where Hulk Hogan gets his thing. But like, but when we were talking about like CDs and stuff like that, like a lot of these CDs that would come out, like I think Full Metal was like the first like WWF CD, and then they started producing these volumes of entrance music, and they were hitting like tops of the charts as far as like soundtracks and stuff like that are concerned, which those compete with like like the Broadway soundtracks or movie soundtracks and stuff like that, and these were hitting like top 5 if not number 1 across these charts, and people were digging it, like and a lot of people were buying this music even if they weren't necessarily into wrestling. Like I think that definitely helped some of the mainstream appeal for wrestling, like especially late 90s, early 2000s. And
so the peak position just for WrestleMania Volume 3, because I don't think the metal came out until like I like maybe like 99, 2000. But
Are you talking about Aggression?
No, Aggression or whatever it was. No,
yeah,
like,
Aggression was the one that was like the rock. No, Aggression was the hip hop one.
Yeah, but no, this is volume 3. This is just
yeah. No, I'm talking about Full Metal, the album.
Yeah,
like, that was the first. That was volume 1.
Was that volume 1? Okay,
yeah, that was volume 1. That was in like 95.
Yeah, so this one right here, the 3, it got top 10 on the US Billboard 200. 10. That was his peak position.
And that's of like everybody.
Everybody. 10.
Like Billboard 200 is all music.
Yes, all music.
Yeah.
10. That's crazy. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think of how insane that is. And that's where, that's when it was peaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the 4 got to number 4. Volume 4 went to 4. That's insane.
Yeah.
So they got some good stuff on here. They really did. They was killing it. So you gonna start this thing off?
Yeah, I mean, I can start it off. There's a lot of great music in pro wrestling, as we have kind of alluded to, but then there's also some not so great music in pro wrestling. And then there's some that's just kind of like meh. So we kind of look at it though from a standpoint of not only just like the song in a vacuum, like take it away from wrestling, but also how it pertains to wrestling. And I think this one that I'm going to start off with kind of hits all of those measures. Like if you take this song in a vacuum, I think it's a pretty catchy, good song. But then when you take it and put it with the character that it belongs to, you put it with the longevity that this song had, because this song stayed with this character for pretty much the entire career.
Right.
So I'm just going to play it. I think most people will recognize, especially if you're wrestling fans, but even if not, you might recognize a little bit of it here. But this I think is an appropriate one to start it off.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a girl wild. I've got the moves that really move them. I said chill up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy.
Okay, so I think we got that there. All right.
Yeah.
Now, Sexy Boy attached to Shawn Michaels, which you can actually hear his vocals on that track there. He was the one singing the verses, but there is rumor and innuendo out there that another wrestling personality sang, and it's actually disputed between which wrestling personality sang the backgrounds of it, because this is not the first version of that song. The first version is not Shawn Michaels singing the verses, but it's actually Sensational Sherry, because that was Shawn's valet at the time.
Yeah,
singing about how sexy of a boy he is. You know, and like I said, this song stayed with Shawn Michaels through his entire
whole career.
You know, in some way, shape, or form. But it's also been told that if you listen very carefully, I won't go back to it now, but if you listen very carefully, that it could have also been another person who actually helped write this song, and that is Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Yes. I'm not super convinced of it all.
You're not convinced?
I'm not super convinced, but I can, like, I'm just picturing Jimmy Hart, like, in the studio, in his high voice, because he has a high voice.
Yeah.
In his falsetto.
That's why I think it's plausible.
It is plausible. It's just hard for me not to believe, but just, it does kind of sound, I mean, it could sound like Sherry too. Like, I could see it going either way.
I mean, do we know Sherry? Does she have that kind of voice like that?
I don't know. Do you want to dig her up and find out? like what?
Oh my God, we're not even 10 minutes into this thing. I guess this is our first and last edition of this one. with that one.
Like, I mean, there was this sidebar. I just thought of, because it reminded me of this whole, like, this mummy thing where I don't know if I said that to you, right? That mummy thing.
I think so, yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we found, and we can replicate the voice that they had.
Yes, you did. Oh my God.
Anyway, that's worth the watch. I lost my whole shit with that one. But anyway, no, I mean, I think that it could be one or the other. It could be one or the other. It really could. Like, it is a crapshoot between those. But regardless of all that, like this is an all-time song. I mean, this is straight up a banger. Like that's it. That's all there is to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, so, if nothing else, I think this is probably one of the greatest of all time.
Right. I mean,
songs. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about like in my eyes, maybe not number one, but this is definitely top 5 material of just greatest songs all around.
All around, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it fits the character, the longevity of it is there, but also if you just take it in a vacuum, it's pretty catchy. Like you cannot deny that it's catchy. You know, I'm just a sexy boy, sexy boy. You know, like that's catchy. You know, that's gonna get stuck in your head.
It is catchy as shit.
So
I mean, it just it's definitely a top 5 or top 10 for me all time wrestling theme. The reason I say top 5, top 10 because I can't go down the list right now of like all.
I mean, it's hard to because there's so many songs in wrestling that I think we would literally have to sit here and go through like every single song and then have it in like that might be an idea.
Oh,
like as we go through stuff, talk about it and put it in a spreadsheet, and then we can be like, okay, we'll move this, we'll move this.
I know you like a good spreadsheet, so
I love
you like a good spreadsheet.
Oh my god, spreadsheet! I spreadsheet my whole life.
My
whole life is in multiple spreadsheets.
Your ass could have been an accountant if you fucked around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I felt like crunching numbers, yeah. So where my brain goes, little spreadsheets. Yep, that's going to be a spreadsheet. We're going to start. We're going to start that spreadsheet.
There you go.
For sure.
Spreadsheets are happening. But that's definitely a banger, 100%. Right? There's no doubt about it. Now, and you said that was written by Jimmy Hart. And
so that was written by the team of Jimmy Hart and JJ McGuire, who even though Jim Johnson did a majority of the WWE themes, WWF themes from like mid 80s to like 2010s and stuff. Jimmy Hart and JJ did quite a few of the ones that were popular. So Sexy Boy was one that they ended up doing. They did a couple others. Maybe a couple others will pop up here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely had a handful of bangers. And this I think might be their best one.
Yeah.
It might be their best one.
Yeah. There's this
one I think is like,
that's the tops.
Because I know he also did, like Jimmy helped with WCW stuff, and I know
he did
them with WCW stuff and things of that nature. So
yeah, I agree.
So kicking it off here with an all-time banger and Sexy Boy, Shawn Michaels. But next, I'll let you take over this next one. Where are we going next?
So speaking of Jim Johnston, who is known pretty much as the GOAT of wrestling themes.
Yeah, he's like John Williams to me. He's like, yeah.
I mean, he's killing it for sure. Out of all the themes he wrote, I was gonna pick one that people do know basically because I mean, if you've been watching wrestling a long time, you'll know, but you'll know it for sure. You'll recognize the particular part in the song that is used in his current song, which to me is a banger. But we're gonna go all the way to Cody Rhodes, Smoke and Mirrors.
Okay. All right, let's see.
Let's take a listen to it.
I can get that here. All right. Okay, so I know that was the part you're referring to, right?
That is.
Because if you go to his, current theme song.
Yep.
But I gotta get to the chorus here.
All right, get to the chorus.
Let me get to a little.
Fix it.
You only spoken mirrors. You only spoken mirrors. You only spoken mirrors. You're only spoken mirrors to me.
Okay, so that's your chorus. I mean, there's still some verse stuff too.
There is. So in my opinion, and this is not one of his best. I am of the ilk of this particular version of his tune. I am not a fan of it. I am not a fan of this particular song. I would put this on the mid to trash level. Like that's where I'm at with the tune.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with the tune. Now,
there's different iterations of
there is
this particular.
My favorite one of this is the Goldust and the Smoke and Mirrors combined. I do like that one.
Okay, so like the Rhodes, it was the Rhodes brothers one, right?
Yeah.
It was before the. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember what that one was called.
I don't remember what that one was called either.
I think it was just like the.
If you search Goldust Cody Rhodes, I'm sure that pop up or something like that.
Sure
that particular one though, I do like. I think that's one I enjoy. I don't know if it's a banger, but it's not.
I think this is what you're talking about. So okay, I get what you're saying there.
Yeah.
But what I would say, well, first of all, I'll agree with you on the Smoke and Mirrors one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's like trash because I don't think it's terrible.
Okay,
I can vibe with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not say it's a banger. I'd say it's definitely mid.
Yeah. To me, it's on the mid to trash level. However, like I said, he took that one whoa and put it in his current theme, and that is a banger to me. Like we're not.
That like, Kingdom.
Your Kingdom is a straight up banger.
An absolute.
To the point where I'm thinking like that's on a top 20 to 25 like theme. You know what I mean? Like as far as wrestling goes.
Oh, of all time.
Like of all time. Yeah. I think it's one of those that's just like I thought it was dope forever ago when he was
doing it on the I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I want to sticking with the Rhodes theme here, but I think because you like that version of Smoke and Mirrors, but a majority of that is the Goldust.
It is part of
song, and I think that in particular is probably one of the GOAT themes. Like I think that's a straight up banger. But for me personally, because I love when the stuff's like fully orchestrated, and things of that nature. So I'm talking specifically about the very first version, not the one that gets a little more rocky and poppy later on, like when he makes his return.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the OG
that OG version
of it. So like this one. I'm talking about this one here.
Go ahead and play that.
We get it right here. Like this was something that I think was not really done in wrestling. You had a lot of rock themes and stuff, and then you come out with it.
Right.
Yeah, Jimmy really closely to those intricacies.
Yeah, Jimmy was feeling some type of way when he wrote this.
Yeah,
he was feeling some type of way when he wrote this.
He was channeling his inner like movie composer on this.
I bet you was at the piano like,
and this like oboe.
Yep.
You know, real oboe, but it's there. Like that's just so. To me, that's like taking it next level, because in wrestling we get so many of the just like we're inundated with the rock and roll themes, and like it kind of makes sense, so that was like, especially for like the mid 90s, that was a total change of pace.
Absolutely.
And I think that still holds up even today.
Oh yeah,
like that particular one.
That's the jam right there.
Like that to me is easy top 5.
That's a
of all time for me.
Personally. For you. Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Me.
I don't think it's top 5, but I get it. It's in that top 20, 25 range for me. Like it's in that space where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to this jam right here.
Like it fits the character, and pretty much the entire career that Goldust had, it was using some version of that. I just think the first version of it is specifically the best one.
Yep.
Then they modified it and whatever, because you got to change some things a little bit. But like,
sure.
I mean, I think that fit the character because the character came in initially as this movie buff.
Yeah.
I mean, saying movie quotes in their promos and from Hollywood, all that kind of stuff. So, like, fit the bill of this dramatic Hollywood presence, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So, to me, that like sticking with the Rhodes family there, that Goldust. Thing. In fact, honestly, I mean, this could be a totally separate thing. We don't have to stay on the Rhodes family, but legit, I think like almost every song the Rhodes family has had is a banger.
Because that Stardust is out here.
I gotta find that. We gotta go there. Now we gotta go there.
Because that Stardust
that is a banger and a half.
The Stardust out here killing it.
I mean, that the actual like character of it was not great.
No, but that theme was out of this world, like literally and figuratively, because like man, his character was that way. But like, all right, let me get this right here. Yeah.
All right, so let me
know when you're ready.
Just the beginning. Here we go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Because it has the elements of Goldust theme to it too.
Yep. Come on now. Come on.
Oh, and then we got to get the breakdown here at the end.
Come on. Oh, go somewhere else.
Oh, come on.
It was it keeps on going, and then it comes back around again.
It's those that like when it comes on, I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
There's some where it comes on and you're like, okay, skip. Like sometimes you're just like, not in the mood, not in the mood.
Yep.
That one, every time it comes on, I'm like, I'm always in the mood for that one. That I'm always in the mood for. Goldust, I'm always in the mood for.
Yep.
Like those were two like absolute bangers. I wouldn't necessarily say like in a vacuum, this song is
good.
Way good.
Yes.
It just because of the character and because of like what it was. Like this goes into its own category of like great songs that were like wasted on this sort of character. And I think Cody did great with Stardust. Like, and I like Stardust, but like in the grand scheme of things, like
how far can you go?
Yeah.
How far can you go with that character? Unless you're going to continue his character, which he did later on, and now he's back. But like,
like that theme was just
so good.
Oh,
my heart.
Oh, but then I was gonna say, let me throw one more, and then then you can like go on a run.
Give one more.
But we gotta stay in the Rhodes family because you cannot forget the American Dream, baby. You cannot forget the American Dream and the Common Man.
Oh yeah.
American Dream. He's just a common man, working hard with his hands. He's just a common man, working hard for the man.
Like the 80s, 90s?
Hey, he's a American dream. Hey, he's a American dream.
Like that's another banging song.
Yeah,
like,
it is a good tune. Now I will say,
as unfair as maybe the Rhodes family had been treated in WWE like that, like the themes have been good.
Yeah, they have been good. Now, I don't know if that one translates through time. I mean, in my opinion, like if I played that for somebody else, I don't think they'd be into it. The sexy boy theme does. You know what I mean?
But I think if you kind of state like, okay, we're in the 80s,
right?
You know what I mean? Because like even though like if you're talking about like getting rickrolled, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. That was in the 80s. Like it doesn't really like if you put that nowadays, it doesn't hold up as its own song. But if you classify it and like here it's this 80s tune, like this song reminds me of like here's an 80s tune because we were in like that 1990, 1991, we were still in that 80s vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it holds up for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, you got to remaster it a little bit. If you made this more current, you know what I mean? Because you can still hear like the tinge of like the original 80s recording on
it wasn't it's been copied and
like Jim was doing this in that church basement studio at first, and he wasn't doing it in that home studio.
Yeah, he didn't have that big studio yet.
Right. So like I think if you know he redid it for like 2023, this would still I think it would still slap.
Right. So I was going to think about the epicness of Goldust, and something sparked in my head about epicness.
Okay.
And I don't think it's as epic as Goldust, but we're gonna.
There's not much that can be, but
fair enough. But it just reminds me of like a good theme can make somebody, and I'm thinking about like fast forwarding to the 2010s, and I'm fast forwarding to a person who is very much maligned in wrestling these days. However, Alberto Del Rio's theme.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Alberto Del Rio's theme out here is so fucking good.
And if we're talking about the OG one.
Yes.
Like his original heel one, not the even though the face one was very similar.
Yeah, but they hate when they put like extra, I don't know. There's something about the extra nonsense they put in those face themes.
Yeah.
That kind of like kills it, like that Big E theme. Like when they changed the beat. I was like, nah, the beat is everything. Don't change that. Yeah. It's perfect the way it was.
Let me see if I got the right one here. So we'll give a little taste of this Alberto Del Rio theme. This is the right one. Yeah, and like the whole vibe of the character too, like it fit. It was very like, triumphant, but he was also like this, you know, aristocratic heel. You know, it was, you know, people termed it as like a, you know, a Hispanic JBL.
Yes,
essentially.
Yep,
was what that was, and it was like better than you, but still had that Latin flair to it.
Yeah. Well, it's got straight up mariachi band vibes.
Yeah.
With straight up, like, got Spanish guitar in there, got the violins. You could have ladies dancing around him straight up, like, you know what I mean? Just straight up mariachi band vibes. And I just thought it was like, oh, this is so good. It's so epic. It's so, like, exactly what his character needed to get over. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, who's this guy with this awesome ass theme? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where are we at with this awesome theme? So he's coming out to that good shit. And he's, don't get it twisted. Like, I know we talk like Alberto Del Rio gone through his whatever, but at that time frame, Alberto Del Rio was doing the thing. He was doing the thing.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They pushed him to the moon.
So yeah, but so you're saying this would be a banger. I agree. I think this is definitely in the banger category. Yeah. I don't know how high up I'd put it in there.
Hard to say.
It's like a low banger.
Hard to say.
It's like a low banger.
Well, I'll have to compare it to other things that make me feel some type of way.
Yeah. But if you take that in a vacuum on its own,
that's
a solid. That's a
solid ass tune.
That's a solid song.
Yep, solid tune for sure. Yeah. What you got on the docket?
Well, so you were talking about how how like a good theme could make somebody, but then there can also be people who have a theme that I don't think either adds anything, maybe not detract. It maybe didn't really detract anything from their character, but it's definitely a wrestler that is highly regarded amongst a lot of people. That I'm not going to say what it is just yet. I'm just gonna play it first.
Okay.
And then I think this might be one of my hot takes that I have here.
I'm ready.
So, and I know you're going to think probably the same thing too.
Okay.
So, here we go.
Ready.
Oh no. I got to get the hit right. Hold on. I hate how this. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Let's get this at. Okay, so of course we were talking about the excellence of execution, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Hitman Hart.
Now I know you love some Bret Hart.
It's a mid theme.
Okay, I was gonna say because that theme is it to me. That's a mid to trash theme.
It's Living on a Prayer. I mean, the original is based off of Living on a Prayer,
but it's not even.
Not even. But you know what I mean? Like it's that.
Yeah, but it's like,
you know what I mean? No, I mean I'm saying like the original because that's the Jim Johnston's, but like that original is like based off of like Living on a Prayer. It's like almost exactly what that is. Just that. You know
but I mean, it's like that's like I don't know. It's just like for as great a wrestler as Bret Hart was. You know, like people like that guitar riff in the beginning, the wee, you know what I mean? But like, you know, I don't think it was anything that people were.
No, they just knew it was Bret. You know,
they
like
knew it was Bret, but it wasn't like the theme got him juiced up for Bret Hart. Like I think this was just a very like kind of basic theme. Like I feel like if Bret Hart wasn't Bret Hart, this song would be sort of like
agreed
meh. You know what I mean?
It is meh. It's a mid theme. I think that is a what you call it theme though. It's Jimmy Hart. I think Jimmy Hart originally wrote that one.
Yes, that was a Jimmy Hart one.
Yeah, but then Jim Johnston put the I think the electric guitar on it. I think he
jazzed it. I think he jazzed it up.
He spruced it up a little bit after.
Now to piggyback off that, if this were Bret Hart's theme song, I think this would be much better served. So I think this would have actually made a better song.
Okay, I'm listening.
We gotta get through the intro. Hold on.
I just remember for sure.
You know where this is going.
Oh, I absolutely do.
But I think this song, this one will get me excited for Bret Hart.
With a soul that's on fire, maybe too hot to the touch, but baby, feel my
It's the Canadian tuxedo vibe.
You start a fire in me. You are the air I breathe. Watching the flames burn higher and higher. Feel my desire. You start
Now that I think is much better. It's still mid, but it's I think it's better than Bret's actual theme.
Yes, it is better. It is better than Bret's actual theme.
That's my take on it.
For sure. It definitely is.
Just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people love that.
Out of all of the Hart Foundation, he had the worst theme. So
I mean, when you're saying one had the national anthem of England,
great,
and then you had the other one, which was a copy of an NXS song.
Great song,
Suicide Blonde.
Yeah,
it's the same exact thing. Still great song though. That's a good one.
Great tune.
That's a good one.
I like it.
But yeah.
Can we go to a trash? Can we go to trash?
What
my opinion, trash.
Okay. Well, what? Okay, depends. What are you giving me here? What do you?
Can we go to Cesaro?
Oh, just which one?
Any of them except the first one.
The one where it's like rapping in Swiss.
Rapping in Swiss, yeah. I like that one. Every other one.
You like that one?
I do. I like the rapping in Swiss one.
I thought most, if not all of them, were.
No, that was the best of all of them. I like that one.
Okay. What about the? Should I do the one where he was in the? Oh my God, what did they call that group? The Real Americans.
Oh no, that's the worst one.
No, it's not. That is not the worst one. The Real American one, the one that Jack Swagger had with We the People.
Oh no, not that one. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about a whole. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the.
Are you thinking of the Un-American?
Yeah, I'm thinking. That's
something. Not even Cesaro.
Anyway, no, I'm talking about. He wasn't even in the group I'm thinking of. So let's continue on.
What I'm saying. Are you talking about the Un-American?
No, I'm thinking about the group that Del Rio and all those guys were in. They were
the League of Nations.
That was trash also. Anyway.
Let me see if I found the one that's like the sirens and stuff.
Yeah, the sirens.
Let me see if I found that one.
That's like a second.
Because that one was especially bad.
It was so bad.
But that was also at a time where like WWE wasn't really churning out a whole lot of great themes at that point anyway.
Yeah, they had a rough spot in there.
Yeah, they had a little rough patch when it came to theme music. Let's see which this one is. I think I pulled up the right one. Oh no, this is
bad too though.
Yeah, this isn't great either. This is after that.
Yes.
Yeah, this one isn't that good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was better than that's better than the other one though. I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah. No, I got to get that siren one now.
Goodness gracious.
I got to find that one.
Yeah, hear that one because he's had he's had about 6 themes, which goes to show
at least, yeah.
Which goes to show you how trash his themes were. Like, you know what I mean? You go through a bajillion themes, in your lifetime.
Yeah, if your character's got like 6, 7 themes to it, and not one of them has stuck, like that's
saying something. That's just not good. Why? Why is that in there at all?
That's like the siren doesn't even fit with the beat. Like,
it's lazy.
No, thank you.
It's lazy. It's like weird. It's like half techno, half metal, weird, lazy 2 chords. You know what I mean? Like it's lazy. Like it's just it's lazy writing.
Like somebody was procrastinating at the deadline.
Straight up.
For that. And that's what we ended up with.
Lazy
for
writing.
Cesaro.
Straight trash. Like it really is. Like it's just one of the worst teams I've actually ever heard.
But it kind of fits because like Cesaro in WWE was also trash.
Well, you give him trash themes.
Well, I was gonna say it seems to be a theme, but Stardust bucks that trend.
It does buck the trend,
and also like Alberto in a way, because like his theme was really good, and I guess he did have that push for a good.
He had it. He was a world champion a couple times.
Yeah. Well, so was Jinder Mahal, but like,
Jinder Mahal's theme.
We don't talk about.
But Jinder Mahal's theme is good. Jinder Mahal's theme is so good. You know what I mean? That is one of those things I think about all the time. I'm like, how good is that theme? Oh, we should play that theme. That's the theme we should play because that shit is fire, fire. That is fire, fire. Fire, 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 fire.
See, I'm gonna disagree with you. I don't think it's that great. I think it's mid. I think it's
the Jinder Mahal one. Oh, I love that Jinder Mahal one. I love that Jinder Mahal one. One of my favorites. Yeah, you're killing it, you know. And as we
still waiting for this to load.
Oh, okay. Loading up. Yeah, but I really think that Jinder Mahal one is dope. I think because it's again, it just fits the character. When I hear it, it's like, okay.
Are you talking about? You talking about this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. साडी शान देखो मान सम्मान देखो पंजाबी मुंडे जिबे खड़ी ये चट्टान देखो साडी पहचान देखो चंगा मैदान देखो वो पैसा में बैरी किन्ने ने हैरान देखो ये मचाल बैरी मुंडे आके खंडे केड़ा जिते तू रहना अपा देश यंदा है कटेरा दिना जो वैम कटो झूठे दिला से छटो शाने पंजाब ताडी नगरी दा लांदा गेड़ा मोती अखां च अख पाके वेखावे हो माई दलाल केड़ा जेड़ा सन्नु पावे रो.
All right, so are you saying that's like? Are you saying that's a banger?
Oh, I like that. That's a banger, banger. That gets me going. Anytime I hear that one, that gets me going.
Okay, that hits you a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, doesn't do it for me.
That's fair.
That one doesn't do it for me. I don't think it's bad. There's definitely more that are way worse than that. Like there's some more that are, at least that I will say that one is not generic, you know, because the ones that are like really trash are the ones that are like just so generic and cookie cutter.
You can't tell who's
like that,
honestly.
You know? But like this one, you can at least tell who it is, and it does fit that character.
Yeah.
But like the actual song itself is,
I like it too.
It's a little, it's just mid.
Nah,
that's a mid.
You guys be the judge of that one. You guys be the judge.
That's fair. That's fair. You could split the vote. See how
see what everybody's thinking about that one.
See how that goes.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'm just trying to think. I'm gonna take it to one here that might be another one that's really off the beaten path.
Okay.
Really off the beaten path. So much so that WWE doesn't even allow you to listen to it anymore on any of their official pages.
Ooh.
Or at least on like Spotify or anything like that. But I thought this was a dope song because I thought it fit the characters, even though the characters did not a thing at all. But it had I don't know, it just this one hits me a certain way.
Okay.
So let me see if I can load it up here. All right. So we'll see if you recognize this, but this was I'll just preface it by saying this is a couple that did not last very long. Very epic.
I'm burning up in your love, burning up in your love, burning up in your love, burning up inside your love.
So to me, I thought that was a low-key banger.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that this is, and I guess it's bad to say, like it's almost like the theme is as good as it is, almost kind of doomed them in a way. Like, in the sense of if she's not there at any point in time when you're coming out, like what is who is your character now?
Yeah,
like,
well, yeah, because it was all about, because this is for right now, like if anybody didn't know that, that was for Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis, but when they were in WWE as Maria and Mike Kanellis.
Yeah.
That was the idea. So instead of him being Mike Bennett, he was Mike Kanellis. It was
Right.
a whole love thing.
Mm-hmm.
It had that great like 80s vibe to it. You know,
Yeah.
like the dude who sang like St. Elmo's Fire. Like
Right.
that's what it reminded me of, like that
Yeah,
kind of deal. But yeah, if they weren't together and he just came out by himself, it like you're
It's
right,
like-
it doesn't really make sense.
Doesn't make sense unless they're together. Like, and it just as good as it is, like in its little vacuum, I think it's a great theme. Like it's a great theme. It doesn't work unless it all is going down.
Yeah,
like
unless all the pieces are there. I understand. Yeah.
That
makes sense. That makes sense.
And I do think it's like on that, to me, it's like on that mid to banger theme, because is that's CFO? A CFO came out with that, right?
Yeah, I believe that was CFOs. Yeah,
and honestly, as a total orchestration for CFO, that's one of their better ones.
I agree. I think that is definitely one of their better ones, because they were hit or miss.
Yes, they were hit or miss.
They either had some really good ones,
but
or
even like the Balors and the Shinsuke's that everybody talks about, even those orchestrations, like as good as they are, like I think this one is better just overall, because there's more things going on in there. It almost sounds like an actual song as opposed to a theme. And I think it is.
It's a more complete song, because you have a verse, you have a chorus, versus like the Nakamura song, which a lot of people know, obviously, the Balor thing. Those are just like, there's like one melody that you have, and the whole song is just based on this repetitive thing. And those songs, they repeated it for like 5 minutes.
Right.
Whereas like if Jim Johnson was getting repetitive with his stuff, it was for 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they just like doubled it.
Exactly.
It's like, I made a 5-minute song. It's like, well, no.
Yeah.
You just made a
if you
5-second song.
If you listen to any CFO stuff, you will realize, like, if I'm just talking about like some of the trash ones, and I'm talking about the original Seth Rollins, I'm talking about the Dean Ambroses, those really, really bad ones, and they go for like 4 minutes. And it's just a repetitive fucking loop of 4 minutes. Like, it's not good. Like,
I mean, even this one is 5 minutes long. So like, I don't think it needs to be 5 minutes.
No.
But at least it has more complete, more of a complete song to it.
Right.
Rather than like this other, that Seth Rollins one where everybody, like the one that's like universally bad. Yeah. Which I think we got to hit that one.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that first. Just do that original one. It's trash.
Yeah. Cause like that was probably the worst one out of the bunch. Like this was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Let's see if I can get this right here.
This is the new one. That even has to burn it down in it. The original one didn't even have that.
I know. They thought it would make it better. Like,
yeah, that original one didn't even have to burn it down in it. That was just straight up and it's over and over again. Same thing. Literally as a loop. Now, if you go to the newer theme of Seth Rollins, the newest one, it has elements of that old theme in there. Don't get it twisted.
I mean,
but there's more,
specifically the burn it down.
Yeah, but it's expanded. Like, it's expanded into this whole different thing, which makes it really, really important. Like, to at least have some substance of the theme. You know what I mean? Now everybody sings this theme, and I think it's important. Like, as opposed to that trash he was doing. Like, it's probably burned down, so everybody could say "burn it down."
Yeah.
But nobody even does the "burn it down" anymore, because they want to sing the
and they always sing it wrong. We've pointed this out numerous times.
We have.
They always sing it wrong. But if you pay close attention, there are still elements. Burn it down. Same thing.
But they still have that beat. They still have
You got like the double triple bass.
Yep, the double trick kick. Yep,
bass drum in the back.
Yep.
And then you get it. The part everybody loves. Da-da-da-da. Now this one goes.
Wait.
Oh no!
We gotta wait.
Yeah, wait for it.
But now it's a more complete song. Now we're going somewhere.
Now it'll be coming up. I mean, this still in here sounds messy. Like it's kind of like what the hell's going on. But then this is what everyone always messes up. Goes up, people. Goes up.
That's it.
Okay. Everybody, every single time, I want the whole pro wrestling world to know this. Singing it wrong every time. You sing it wrong every time. There might, and if it's not all of you, it's a majority of you. You're doing it wrong every time. You need to listen. Okay?
That's amazing.
I'm going to teach you how to do it. We're going to teach you how to do it right here. The first one is, just like you normally do it. Then down. And the second one goes, then you're back to your normal stuff.
Yep.
Second one is different, everybody. It's not just You do it wrong.
I mean, you know.
You do it wrong.
It's all good.
You're trash. No, just kidding. You're not
You
trash.
no. You motherfuckers are terrible.
I mean, but even though that part is singable though,
yeah,
this is still a mid theme.
Yes,
it's mid to trash actually. In my opinion.
I will say it's mid, just straight up mid. It's a theme that everybody can sing along to. It is catchy. I appreciate it, so I will call it mid.
I mean, literally, the only thing for me that saves it is the singability of that one part.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that saves it from being straight trash.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a more complete song from where it started in the laziness of CFO to the people that made this now. Like whatever, like they.
No, but more when you say more complete, that's not saying much because whatever before just was not.
It was a loop of 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was like nothing.
Honestly, it was a loop of 10 seconds. I mean, that's what it really was. 15.
This one, you just kind of get an amalgamation of rock sounds, blah, 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 doesn't make sense. Then it breaks down to the chorus part that everybody sings along.
I appreciate it because
and then you burn it down a couple times.
I appreciate it because it's on that metal vibe, right? It's like a true, like, you know, it's on that I guess I don't know what kind of metal that is, like that. I don't know what the fucking metal is.
It's not like anything. It's not like hardcore. It's not like.
No, but it's not. But it is at the start. It's meant to be, especially in the original. The original it is. Yeah. So like they take that original and then they create a composition over the middle of the original. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like they could do away with that like middle section. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you got the burn it down, then you got the bum dum 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 dum. Like that's cool. Then you go to the chorus thing, but then it goes to that other section where it's just like like that thing. Yeah. I think can just totally be like that. Totally can go away.
I don't think people mind that too much. Like, I mean, people like that
because they're just singing through it.
They're just singing through it anyway. You know,
or if you're gonna keep that, like, I just like the two parts there, book ending the chorus thing, and then the chorus thing happens again. Like, I feel like it's like a pick one or the other. To me, it just is a little too disjointed.
Yeah.
That's my beef with it.
Now
it's just a little too disjointed.
Yeah, like I mean, the CFOs, like again, the CFO group, that again, they had their bad ones, they had their good ones, and I'm not going to go to the ones that I'm not going to go to the one that people always refer to, like the Balor and the Shinsuke and even glorious Bobby Roode. I'm not talking about those.
Yeah.
I want to go to a guy who's also been maligned. It's like one of those things, but he was on the up and coming rise with his whole character before he went completely bye-bye, and that is the Velveteen Dream. The Velveteen Dream. I liked the Velveteen Dreams theme.
I don't even know if I can find it. Maybe I can find it.
It should be around.
Maybe. Hold on, I'll see if I can find it.
But he was one of those characters that particular theme embodied. He was, I mean, we forget about Velveteen, but Velveteen,
rightfully so.
Yeah. But
here's, I mean, here.
Velveteen Dream. Hit it.
Remember this one?
Yep.
Velveteen Dream.
T-R-E-A-M is
Velveteen Dream.
T-R-E-A-M is
Velveteen Dream.
T-R-E-A-M is
Velveteen Dream.
T-R-E-A-M is.
Okay.
Yeah. So his theme to me, like as he was going through that, like it's just like as he came in, it just kind of embodied his character. Matter of fact, if they would have took that theme, so I remember when Hit Row, he's in AEW now.
Oh, Swerve.
If they took, because remember when Swerve used to come out to Ain't Nobody Love You on the Indies. He used to come out to something like that. If he would have took that theme and he would have came out like in that vibe, because he had like his whole vibe to him, right? Like coming out, you know what I mean? It made him his whole character. I'm thinking like if they kind of had done something else with that theme and have him come out with that type of thing as well, I think that would, because Swerve's themes weren't great in WWE either. No. And like that's a guy, like in my opinion, he's like a good thing, like, you know, just to embody his character, like what's his character coming out like. And I think Velveteen, it did a great job, and I was always digging the theme when he came out to it, because his whole vibe was there. And obviously he is no longer, I don't even know if he's wrestling anymore, so
I don't know.
But yes, I did dig that theme. I did dig that theme a lot. I was like, oh, that's a good banger right there. And I think, and again, it deviates from what CFO was known for, I think, at the time. Like, again, like they had those like little snippets of like whatever, and then like the Dean Ambrose, like, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
that was
like just that stuff. And that stayed. That stayed his entire time. I don't know why that did, but that was pure trash. But yeah, you got any others?
Well, I mean, depends on. Do you want to do? I've got two in my mind.
Okay,
could either go the way of banger or the way of trash.
Ooh. Let's go to the trash. Okay. I'm interested to what
Let's go to the trash. And you'll probably be a little upset about this.
Really?
Well, no, I'm not going to say it because of the theme. Because I think you'll agree with me on the theme that it's trash.
Okay.
But you're going to be upset about what I say about it because this is one of your homeboys.
One of my homeboys?
Yeah.
One of my homies?
But you'll see what I mean in a second. I think this is probably one of the worst themes ever. And this person in their entire career in WWE has not had a good theme. At all. Ever. In fact, most, if not all of their themes are probably the bottom of the trash. All of them. But this is probably I don't know. Well, this might be the worst. I think this is the worst one.
My goodness.
So I'm going to, hold on. Let me get this. I know I'm prepping it up big time here.
I know. I'm like ready.
Hyping it up. It's one of your favorites.
One of my favorites.
One of your favorites.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I knew you were gonna. I knew it was as soon as you're like, "What are your favorites?" I was like, "Yeah."
You're all into it, though.
Organ. Hit him with that organ.
Aim for it. Like, for
That's not his worst theme.
it's pretty close.
No, that X-Pac, that you're dealing with the X Factor shit.
Yeah,
that's worse.
Almost all of those X Factor ones are.
With the,
that's what I'm saying. Like all of those themes that he has had in WWE, I think have been just straight trash.
Yeah,
like not even
not good.
Like the fact that his best theme, I think, was the DX ripoff.
Yep.
Of X-Pac, and even that was terrible.
Yep.
But I mean, here's your. Hold on, I gotta get the hit on that.
Yo, you dealing with the X Factor?
Yeah, we can't miss out on that because that's the best part of the whole thing.
It is.
Yo, you dealing with the X Factor.
I got everything I ever wanted, and I'll never give that back.
First, give me some Uncle Cracker, baby.
Oh, I know you hate that factor, but you ain't gotta look at me like that. I said you ain't gotta look at me like that.
What you looking at?
No.
What you looking at? What you looking at?
Crash.
What you looking at?
You run around pulling stuff.
Like,
straight up.
So
if you go from yo, you dealing with the X Factor, like that makes no fucking sense at all. If you go from yo, you dealing with the X Factor, boom, if you just went to that, it might have been okay. But you just went from that bullshit to that. Come on, man. You gotta do some editing in that.
But then you also have,
hey, yo, you dealing with the X Factor.
Never. So bad. Turn that trash off. I can't even listen to it anymore.
like, you go from that to that. Like,
we're not doing it.
Dude has not had a good theme.
Nope. Why didn't he ever come up to? In reality, he should have been coming up to hip hop the entire time. Like, because he likes hip hop. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so, I mean, but the thing is, I feel like, and like, what is his character in order for him to write for hip hop?
No, I'm saying, like,
I mean, like,
no, I mean, he was always like a. I mean, he was never. I mean, when did he ever? Once he turned heel, he was pretty much heel for life, right? Once he turned heel on Razor,
because nobody wanted to see him anymore.
Once he turned heel on Razor, he was a heel for life essentially until he came back for DX for a little bit. But like even still, he was a heel character. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, to me, he was always like because he had that X-Pac X-Pac theme. He should have always been coming out to hip hop. Period. Like it just makes sense because he was always having himself in that vein. I just thought it made sense for him to do that. And that's why the X-Pac theme did work, but then you come out to this weird Uncle Cracker bullshit, which is weird ass.
But like you needed a change because DX was done at that point.
Sure, but just come out to a good hip hop theme and then, you know what I mean, with a good beat and then call it a fucking day. Like you don't have to reinvent the wheel on that shit. His name is X-Pac. Based off of Tupac. Like, I mean, that's really what we're doing here. He could have came out to like anything Tupac-esque and it would have been totally fine. Exactly. Some shit like that. Fucking came out to any type of shit like that. It would have been fine. But yeah, you're right. He never had a good theme.
Dude never had a good theme.
Not one time.
Ever.
Not one time. Wow. That's facts. Total trash. I mean, it's trash to more trash. It's not even like, trash to more trash.
Yeah.
So bad.
Like it progressively. Well, no, I don't know. I still think that 1, 2, 3 Kid one is so bad because it tries so hard to do like the whole like Karate Kid,
Yeah.
blood sport vibe.
Yep.
But then you still have the crowd noise in the background. Doing the what? Right. Yeah. And then it's just like there's like nothing else to it.
I'm into it. More than all the other ones anyway. Ugh. Those other ones are just straight bad to me. But I'm gonna no, because I'm gonna save that one for another time. Why don't we end it there?
You're gonna end it there?
Let's end it right there.
Yeah, we can't end it on a trash note.
Okay, let's end it on we want to end it on our Lord and Savior, the Tribal Chief.
Oh my God. I feel like that's a whole different that'll make this episode go another 15 minutes because of the song. It'll take that long to get to everything. Like that dude has inherited the Undertaker thing.
He has.
So I feel like we can do that in a more because we were actually kind of all over the place with this. We were like way back in the day. We did a little bit of a more some stuff that's a little more current, things of that nature. I don't know. Do you have another one that you really want to hit on?
Well, let's end with
a banger, I think.
We can end with a banger of one of my favorite bangers.
Okay. What's one of your favorite bangers?
Let's go back in time to about 1996 or 7, where my man, R.I.P.
That's not where I thought you were going.
We're going to go all the way back to my man, Brad Armstrong.
Oh my gosh.
Can we go to Rock Garden?
We went to like way off the beaten path here.
Yeah, if we're talking about bangers, it's one of my favorite ones. I got to fuck around because WCW doesn't get mentioned too much because WCW's except for
but was this the WCW version of it or was this the real song?
I don't know. It's called it's the WCW Brad Armstrong Rock Garden.
That's what I'm saying because I think there was a song called Rock Garden.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that one.
Okay.
Let me
see if I got this right here.
All right.
People remember ads with a catchy song.
Nope, that's an ad. That's my bad.
That is an ad.
That was my bad. Let me try this again. All right. All right, I think I got it.
Now I know that's like one of their generic themes that they probably had like in the in their like library, but that's one of the better ones. Like that's just a good theme. Like
because I don't think Brad Armstrong. I don't think that was just Brad Armstrong. I think White Lightning used it too.
Yeah, but I mean Brad is known for that one. Like that's the one he came
that was his.
To.
I mean, yeah, he's the one that was kind of had the longevity with
it. Straight up jobber theme. You know what I mean? Like but they used. They had all.
Well, they had those themes, and then multiple people would use those themes. Like pretty much any cruiserweight came out to that bum. Or no, not that one.
No, not that one.
Not that one.
That's Eddie Guerrero.
No, that was the Eddie Guerrero one.
Which is also. I love that one.
What was the one that all the cruiserweights came out?
Oh,
they all came out to the same.
Yeah.
Same one. I totally did the Eddie Guerrero one.
Yeah.
That was a good one, though.
Oh, that's a good one. I love that one. There's a few that are in WCW that were really, really good.
That were straight originals. Because then you had like the DDP, which was the ripoff of Nirvana.
Right.
you had some others that were the near themes of
like Ravens also was another one that was like
that was what was that? That was a Nirvana one.
Another Nirvana.
Yeah, it was another Nirvana.
Come What May or whatever the song, or As You Are.
Come As You Are.
Yeah. Come As You Are. Yeah. Same shit. But yeah, I mean, we'll circle back to this. I mean, this was actually really, really cool.
Yeah.
To kind of like talk about like a bunch of themes. I had a couple in my head, but I was like, those are straying from like the WWE, WCW vibes. Maybe we can go venture outside of the
I was gonna say, because we didn't really talk about any like AEW, we didn't talk about any like TNA, we didn't talk about any like other stuff. So this was just kind of like a feeler to see how this would work. So maybe we can concentrate a little bit more, like focus on a specific era or specific brand, I think, and then go from there.
Even though I'm weak on TNA, I'm not gonna lie, TNA that is. But
even so, we literally if you're listening to it on and here for the first time,
right,
you can pretty much make a judgment one way or another right away, whether
when it's trash or not.
Like you could tell, even if you don't know the character, you can tell by the song if it's going to be a banger, or if it's trash, or what I mean, some generic stuff. So, but yeah, thought we'd give this a little bit of a try here. Give it a try on some banger, mid, or trash.
Hey, go ahead and plug your stuff, baby, before we bounce.
I mean, I was gonna say, if y'all like that kind of vibe there, make sure you click that subscribe button, click that like on the video here, and maybe if there's certain songs you want us to talk about or do on here, we can do that. You want to have some conversations, don't be afraid to follow us on social media at the Sweatshop Pod with 2 P's, and let us know your thoughts there. That way we can kind of gauge where we are as far as the popularity, certain themes and stuff go. But just to kind of throw out another plug for the High Tension Wrestling / Ethan Wild LLC show.
Yeah.
On August 12th in the year of 2023, we're going to be doing a show in Brooklawn, New Jersey. And that is called the Midsummer Nightmare. All right. So that's going to be Saturday, August the 12th in Brooklawn, New Jersey at the Brooklawn American Legion, post number 72. Tickets are on sale as we speak. So just go to www.hightenctionhtw.com/shop, or you can follow us on social media at hightenctionhtw, and you can get our links from there. Tickets are on sale now, so make sure you go ahead and find that out. There's definitely some crazy stuff that's in store from what I heard from Ethan and things of that nature, and what he's got in his mind. So we'll see how that whole thing is going to go. Who knows how that whole thing is going to go. But if you want to find out, you got to check it out, and follow us on our social media at High Tension HTW to keep posted on who's going to be there, and maybe Ethan will tell us what matches he's deciding. I have no idea what's going to happen there, so we will see as we go along. So make sure you follow that. Make sure you subscribe this YouTube channel, or follow us on all the podcast platforms. You can find us here at the show at the Sweatshop Pod with 2 P's on all social media across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. We will be there.
Yeah, we there.
Yeah, we are all over there. You can follow me at Maestro A. Scott across the board social media. You can follow my boy over here, Sweats, at E. Jacob Music across the board on all social media. And I think that's the long and short of it, baby. We'll see. Maybe we'll revisit this whole banger, mid, or trash thing. And it doesn't always have to be about music. It can be about many different things.
Oh, facts.
Because we have a lot of opinions.
We have a lot of opinions. That is facts. We have a lot of opinions, man. Yeah. Next week we're gonna talk about. We're gonna recap. Or 2 weeks from now. No, next week. Next week we're gonna recap.
Yeah.
Next week we're gonna recap a little bit.
I was gonna say, don't peel back that curtain too far now.
My bad. My bad. Next week we are gonna recap the Forbidden Door, and we're gonna preview Money in the Bank.
Yeah, we'll get back to our normal shop normal talking shop there. But we figured we'd just try something new for this
Why not?
this particular week. See how it goes. But yeah, next week, episode 116. We're climbing up there. Number 116. We'll do a Money in the Bank preview, and we'll recap what happened at that Forbidden Door, because I know a lot of things have developed with that as far as that goes. But we'll save that all for next week.
All right, y'all. From me and the Maestro, we are closing up shop. Shippity shops.
Shabafy.
My baby.